Coming to you live from Studio F in Russia, Ohio. It's the Fish Report Live Show with your hosts, Craig Fissinger and Ken Francis.
Welcome, everyone, to another Fish Report Live. It is Wednesday night, October 23rd. My name's Craig Fissinger. That's Ken Francis. TK and Heavy D are back in the sound room again. We'll be talking to them in just a little bit. And, Ken, we got an action-packed night, a lot of tournament talk, and it's kind of Coldwater tonight, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Craig. We're looking forward to showing our interviews on cross-country star Sarah Kanney up there from Coldwater, and also Coldwater star Brody Hoying from the talented junior safety and quarterback from Coldwater. So, and also, Craig, a nice interview we've got coming up with a girl from Covington tonight.
Yeah, Carly Shell, the sophomore over there. She's been running real well lately, and looking forward to talking to her in just a few minutes. And before we get to all that, though, Ken, just like we do every week, let's get to that weekly trivia question. What do you got for me tonight?
All right, Craig. Well, this week, a shout out to Rushie's Kylie Wilson. Kylie set the Rushie school record for most kills in one season, Craig. She's up over 300 and counting now, so congratulations to her. The question is, who holds the Shelby County League record for most kills in one season?
Oh, most kills in one season. All right.
Is it Rushie's Kylie Wilson, Anna's Kelly Barhorst, Fort Loramie's Faye Barhorst, or Jackson Center's Casey Gates?
We got a Wilson, 2 Barhorst, and a Gates, huh?
That's right. Who holds the Shelby County League record for most kills?
Well, I'm not real good on volleyball trivia, so I'm definitely going to need some help out there from the viewers. If anyone out there knows it, please tweet me. I will check out my Twitter feed here by the end of the show, see if I can get the answer right, and we'll check that out at the end of the show, Ken.
All right.
Well, let's get things started here. Like I said, a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to start out talking some cross country. Our own TK was down in Dayton last Saturday at the Southwest District cross country meets. Let's roll some video of the boys meets, Ken, and check out that first boys race, the A race, and the Rushi boys did pretty well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Rushi came away with the district championship, Craig. They ran very well. They kind of pack ran again, as they usually do. It was a very muddy race, and you can see this is one of the earlier races of the day, so things aren't so muddy yet. But towards the end of the day, Craig, things just really got sloppy.
Yeah, Rushi's Caleb Bull actually had another nice race after winning the county here not too long ago and a week before that. And good to see Rushi's Jordan Garrity back.
Yes, it was. Jordan bounced back from a tough race the week before at the Shelby County League meet. He was Rushi's number 2 runner at the district race, so good to see him back in action. Speaking of the Troy Regional, Craig, coming up, Cincinnati Summit Country Day, Craig, they're going to be the team to beat. They look very strong in their district. They've been top 5 in the state all year. Rushi and Anna, Craig, are going to really battle it out for that runner-up plaque over there at Troy at the regional. And West Liberty Salem, probably the favorite to punch the 4th ticket to Columbus, although expect a good battle from Versailles, and also look for Cedarville to make things interesting.
Okay, well, that's the team battle. As far as individual battles go, Rushi's the couple boys they got up front there, Caleb and Jordan. Look for those guys to be right in that lead pack, hopefully. Westchester's got a couple guys. They're coming out of that, or not Westchester, but Summit Country Day, coming out of the Westchester District. They've got a couple guys, Mason Moore and John Murdoch. I know that run real low times. The guy we've seen around here a lot is Micah Bragg, though, from Dayton Christian. I expect him to be right up there and probably challenging for the win. And then Luke Geyer from Anna's been running real well lately, too, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Luke's been running well. And look for Joe Fuller maybe to bounce back. Joe's had a great year. He's been down a little bit the last few weeks, but I think he'll be in contention as well.
And we saw that Adam Klipstein from Arcanum. Don't know how many races Adam's won this year, but he's certainly always right up there as well. So a good individual battle to watch on Saturday as well. And let's take a look at that girls race. TK also got a little bit of footage from that. Guys, if you want to roll the girls race. And again, Ken, Rushi had another nice day in the girls C race, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, Craig. Rushi placed 7 girls, all in the top 16, I think it was, in the district. A very impressive day. Again, the times, don't worry so much about the times because it was, like I said, extremely sloppy. This is one of the last races of the day. And when you look ahead, Craig, to the Troy Regional, look for Rushi probably to have a tough battle from Summit Country Day there. Summit's got 3 girls that are very good runners, but look for Rushi's depth to help win them a regional championship. And Fort Laramie, I think you guys are in. You guys ran very well last week. I look for the Redskins to probably place third in the regional. And fourth place ticket for Columbus, probably going to go to Versailles. Possibly Covington will make things interesting.
Yeah, Rushia's never won a regional championship as far as I know in girls cross country, so I know that's probably a big goal for them that they're going to be shooting for. And as far as individual battles go, Ken, you see Emily Borchers finishing up there, winning that C race. She's certainly going to challenge for the win. There's a trio of girls from Summit Country Day that'll be right up there. A couple girls from Lehman, a Heitmeyer and a Zimmerman that are running real well right now. Meg Wester, Heidi, never count her out from Fort Laramie. She's always up there. But actually the fastest girl in town this past Saturday, Ken, was Covington's own Carly Shell, a sophomore, and she's been running really well here lately.
Yeah, she's had a great year, Craig. She really came on strong during the track season last year, and we're looking forward to talking to Carly on the phone right now. Carly, are you out there?
Yeah, hi guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, Carly. Listen, hey, we're just talking about you having a great season so far, and we just mentioned you individually won your race on Saturday. Actually, were the fastest girl in town down there at the Clayton district, and I want to ask, were you surprised that you had the fastest time of the day?
I was pretty excited about that. The weather definitely played a part in that because it was pretty cold and raining. But it was pretty awesome to have that fastest time down there.
Well, listen, your team advanced the regional this Saturday as well as you, and last year in that district, I know you finished fourth. This year, you finished second. So I want to ask you, who's been running well for the Buccaneers this season?
Our whole team has been running pretty good. Everyone's been getting PRs. We have a senior, Hannah Retz. She just got her PR at the districts. And she's been having a good year. We also have freshman Anna Dunn. She's on our top 10 board at the school, and she's been doing good. Everybody else, like Heidi Cron and Cassidy Kane and Juliana Yanks, everyone's been stepping up to the plate.
Carly, hi, this is Ken, and we've been going to Troy for many, many years to watch the races there. To be honest with you, it's probably my favorite venue to go watch a cross-country race. You had the opportunity to run there last year. Give us your opinion as a runner. What's the Troy course like?
It's a pretty fast course. There's a lot of PRs there, but down in the levee, it gets kind of windy, so you have to be a smart runner to be able to run fast there.
Let's talk a little bit about the front runners. And, looking at the weather for this coming Saturday, I've heard it's supposed to be extremely windy, and you don't always want to be the girl out in front when you're battling winds like that. But who do you expect to be in that front pack, probably with yourself?
I expect Emily Borchers from Rushi. She's a pretty good runner. I've been battling against her for a lot of meets that we've had against each other. Also, Megan Westerheide from last race, she's going to be up there. And from Botkins, Chloe Flora, she's pretty good. And the Lehman girls also will be up there, I think.
Well, you mentioned some great runners right there, Carly. And last year as a freshman, you just missed getting a ticket to Columbus to run at National Trail Raceway. I'm sure that's one of your goals this year. How do you feel, or what do you feel Carly has to do to qualify for the state cross-country meet?
I just have to run a pretty smart race. That's been one of my goals, is to get to state. So if I run a smart race and I get in top 16, then I'm just happy to get to state.
All right, listen, Carly, hey, one more question and we'll let you go. But Ken and I here, we know your superintendent over there at Covington pretty well, Mr. Larson. And, he was a pretty good runner, Ken, back a long time ago. We actually I had the pleasure of being at Columbus this past Saturday to watch him run in the Columbus Marathon. And his time was a 3:07, which is actually a little slow for him. His PR is closer to 3 hours, I believe. So he's getting a little slow. I just wanted to make sure he isn't giving you kind of any kind of running advice this season, is he?
No, I'd have to say we're pretty lucky to have him. He's been to a lot of our meets, and he's very supportive of us. So we're pretty lucky to have him as our superintendent in Covington.
All right, well, just stick to what your coach says, and I guess I probably wouldn't listen to Mr. Larson, not this season, all right?
All right.
Hey, well, listen, best of luck this Saturday, Carly. Hope to be seeing you for a couple more weeks, and thanks for joining us on the show tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Ken, that was Covington sophomore Carly Shell, and she's just a sophomore, and she's already made a name for herself, hasn't she?
Yes, she has. Like I said, she just missed the state cross-country meet last year, but she had a phenomenal year in track, Craig. The 3,200 this year at the state meet. Not for sure where she placed, maybe 7th or 8th, something like that, but just a phenomenal runner, and, good luck to her and her Buccaneer team on Saturday.
All right, well, I that last question I asked her talked about the Columbus Marathon there a little bit. Actually, there was a runner in the Columbus Marathon that I want to give a shout-out to, Jason Bruns, who's half Russia, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's 50% Russia. His mom's from Russia originally. All Jason did was run a 2:33 Craig at the Columbus Marathon. Just a phenomenal time. And 2:30 actually gets you into the Olympic trials. So, just a phenomenal race ran by Jason Bruns. Congratulations on that 2:33.
Yeah, his mom is the former Jan Borchers, his dad, Mike Bruns, and he should be a Russia guy.
He should.
All right, Ken, well, Carly just got done talking to her. She was the fastest girl down in that Clayton or Dayton, whatever you want to call it, that Southwest District. The fastest girl up in the Ottawa Park District was actually last year's state champion, Sarah Kanney, and got a chance to go up to Coldwater on Monday and talk to her. Always nice talking to Sarah, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Sarah is already she's just a junior, Craig. She's already a 3-time state champion, a very humble young lady that, not only excels on the cross-country course, the track, and also on the basketball floor, Craig, but takes a lot of pride in her academics. She puts student athlete first, and she's had a phenomenal career already at Coldwater High School, and we had a lot of fun talking to Sarah, and here's the video.
Fish Report Live here with Coldwater junior Sarah Kanney. And Sarah, from our vantage point, it looks like you're having another great season. How would you rate this season for yourself and for your team?
This season's been going really good so far. Like, for our team, we're right where we need to be, I think. We have a lot of girls working hard, and I think at this point in the season, we're where we need to be.
Your teammate, Christina Sees, tell me how important she's been to your personal success.
This year, she's really pushed me in practice and everything. Like, we can just push each other, and we're always there for each other kind of this season, and we're having a lot of fun together. So it's good that we don't have any tension between us. It's just that we really push each other, and it's kind of weird racing a teammate sometimes, because there has been races where we've had to gut it out between each other, but in the end we tell each other good job, and we try to look at it from a team aspect more. So it's really good to have her.
Well, you're ranked number 3 right now in the state poll. I want to ask you, what does that mean to you?
It means I kind of like it, because it means we have work to do, and we can build up to the point where we want to be number 1. And my dad said, he gave me the example of Versailles a couple years back, that they weren't ranked in the top 5 in state, and they ended up winning it. So he just told me, anything can happen, and that's what I think. I believe in our team, and I think if we believe in ourselves, that anything can happen on that day.
Well, the team ahead of you right now, one spot ahead of you, is the 2-time defending champs, Liberty Center. You're going to see them this Saturday in Tiffin for the first time at the regional meet. What do you know about them this season?
I mean, they're strong just like every other season they've been. We don't know a whole lot about them. I know, we know a lot about Minster, how they run packs, they have a big pack. So we don't know a whole lot about the way Liberty Center runs, but we know that they'll be there, and we have to go after the orange and black jerseys.
All right, Sarah, last question. I know you like the course in Tiffin. You've told me that before. It's supposed to be a cold Saturday, though. Temperatures down in the 40s. Convince the fans out there watching tonight why they should bundle up and come out to Tiffin on Saturday.
Most likely because there will be 3 of the top 4 teams in the state in one race there, and it'll just be a good preview kind of what can happen, and it'll be good competition there, so that'll be exciting to see.
All right, Ken, that was Coldwater junior Sarah Kanney, and fun talking to her, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and just listening to Sarah talk there, Craig, knowing her, she'll trade any of those individual state championships for a team state championship. They've got a great team over there at Coldwater, but they're going to really be challenged again this year by Minster, Liberty Center, and our own Russia Raiders.
All right. Well, speaking of those individual championships, we're going to be down in Troy, of course. I'd love to be up at Tiffin to watch that battle up there. And as far as individual championships go, I expect her to challenge for that, and I expect she'll be challenged by Liberty Center's Brittany Atkinson. Brittany was the 2011 state champ. Sarah was the 2012 state champ. The last time they've actually raced against each other was last year's state championship. Now, they did meet in Tiffin earlier this season, but ran in different races. Sarah won the D2 race. Brittany won the D3 race, but they're going to go head-to-head on Saturday. Should be a heck of a battle. Looking forward to hearing the results on that one. But I want to, as far as the team championship goes, how important is a regional team championship, do you think?
Well, Craig, that Tiffin Regional this year gets a little more interesting by adding Minster to it. For the last forever, Minster's been coming to the Troy Regional, so now they're going to head up to Tiffin. But is it important, Craig? I think everybody wants a regional championship. But, when you look back at things, 2011, Coldwater won the regional. Liberty Center got runner-up. 2012, Coldwater won the regional. Liberty Center got runner-up. The race that really matters, Craig, is the first race, the first weekend in November, and Liberty Center flipped the table on them both those years. So I think it's important, but it's not the most important race in the world.
Well, it's going to be an exciting weekend, no doubt. And one little bit on one more thing on Sarah Kanney. We actually got a little preview of the state tournament program coming out here in a couple weeks. And look who's on the cover there on the bottom left there. Last year's state champ, Sarah Kanney.
Yep, she's on the front cover there with a lot of other good company and good runners. So it'll be interesting to watch things unfold this year again, and best of luck to her as she finishes her last 2 weekends this season.
All right, Ken, well, that's going to do it for our cross-country talk. We're going to take a little break, but when we come back, we're going to go back up to Coldwater and talk a little football, so stay right there.
My baby finally gave up on me. I can't say that I blame her. She just got tired of playing a losing game. I should suck on my pride and beg that girl to come back home. Deep down I know she's better off, 'cause fools like me are meant to die alone. Someone give me one good reason, one good reason to smile. I'm trying to be that guy my mother prayed that I would be. Some days I feel like hit the mark, some days I feel hopelessly. I think I'm alright, I just stumble from time to time. Oh, my mother knows I'm trying to be that guy.
All right, welcome back to the second half of Fish Report Live. And Ken, we've been talking a lot of MAC football this season. Last week, we previewed that big game between the top two teams in the conference, and what a game. I guess what a difference in the standings it made here. Let's take a look at those standings. Why don't you tell the viewers where we're at today?
Well, Marion Local had a big win last week, Craig, over Coldwater. They're sitting atop the league standings now at 6-0. Coldwater and Minster tied for second. They're both at 4-1. And, things are looking pretty positive for Marion Local here, Craig, to win another MAC championship. They're just really strong up there, and as they proved last week with their big win over against Coldwater. Yeah,
well, even though Coldwater took a loss and got beat pretty handily, I definitely wouldn't want to play them this Friday. I definitely wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs. They are a lock for the playoffs. I've been told that. So, but they're going to be they're going to come out this Friday and they're going to want something to prove.
Craig, Coldwater's just got a great tradition in football. They're a great football team again this year, and they're led by junior Brody Hoying. And we had a great opportunity to go up to Coldwater the other night and talk to Brody, and here's our interview. Here we are at Coldwater High School with junior Brody Hoying. Brody, a few questions for you. Last Friday night, you had a tough game against the Marion Local Flyers. What can the Coldwater Cavaliers take away from that game and turn you guys into a better team?
That game on Friday is just a huge learning experience for all of our team. We're all young. We've had a great year, but when it came to that Friday game, we watched over the film. We learned what we need to learn, but it's in the past. We need to get over it. That's the main thing.
Brody, you're considered a dual-threat quarterback. Sometimes you run it, sometimes you pass it. When you call a passing play, at what point in that play do you determine, okay, it's time I take off and run this ball?
It's really just instinct. Basically, you're looking at your number one target. You got them, and if they're not open, you got your check down receiver. And once they're not open, it's pretty much time. You better get out of there.
Friday night, you've got the Parkway Panthers coming into town, and I would hate to be Parkway, coming into Coldwater in a tough atmosphere against a great football team. What do the Cavaliers need to do Friday night to beat Parkway?
We need to come out with a vengeance because of our loss last Friday. We just need to really bounce back and just come out firing on all cylinders, really have a great start to the game, and that should set the tone for the rest of the game.
Last year, Brody, you lost a boatload of great, talented seniors, a group of seniors that went to the state championship game 4 consecutive years. I personally remember watching last year's state championship game as Brody Hoying just had an outstanding football game. What kind of experience can you take away from that level of competition and build from that this year?
It was a great experience, and it just all carries over to this year. We only have a couple players on this year's team that played in that game, so those players also carried over their experience, and we're just helping out the young guys and doing what we can to help this team.
Brody, Coldwater has the tradition of being one of the top football programs in the state. What is it in Coldwater that carries that tradition on, from the players to the coaches to the parents?
Growing up as a kid, you always watched your favorite players on Friday nights, and you're always like, wow, I really want to be like him. So now I'm up here, I'm looking at those little kids thinking that's where I was. I just want to set the tone to set the tradition, just like the older guys did when I was their age.
All right, Ken, that was Coldwater junior Brody Hoying, and last year they had a good quarterback by the guy by the name of Austin Bruns, and Brody was more of a defensive specialist. You mentioned that state championship game. He had a big game there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, Craig. He had a big interception in that game. I personally remember watching the game, and it was just fun to see the talented sophomore back then just have himself a phenomenal football game and help the Cavaliers win a state championship last year. And I think they're very strong this year, Craig, and look for them to make a nice postseason run once again.
Yeah, it's typical of Coldwater. They lose a great quarterback like Austin Bruns, and then they come back with a guy like Brody Hoying that can run, throw, and do it all. So.
That's right. Well, they got an alumni quarterback who is now the quarterback at Ball State, Craig. And Wenning, Keith Wenning. Yeah. He's putting up better numbers than Johnny Manziel right now, and they're saying Johnny Football is a favorite to win the Heisman again. I'm going to question that a little bit. Go over to Muncie, Indiana voters and check out Keith Wenning from Ball State.
Give it to Keith Wenning, I say. Give it to Keith Wenning.
I agree.
All right, Ken. Well, that's going to do it for our football talk. We're going to fit in a little volleyball talk here. And last night, the Russia Raiders basically fit in the final piece of the puzzle to that Troy district coming up. I want to go back to the sound room for that, guys. And what's it look like on Saturday there? We got 3 big games, don't we?
Yeah, Craig and Ken, really no surprises coming out of the Southwest District. The top 5 seeded teams out of the Tip and Troy sectionals advanced. And then you got number 1 Fayetteville coming out of the Marymount sectional. So it's really stacking up to be the best of the Southwest District going head to head to move on to the regionals, and we've got Russia taking on Jackson Center. Russia and Jackson Center have gone head to head the last 2 times in the district, and the Russia's come out on the short end. So a lot of incentive here for the Raiders for a little payback. We've got number 1 ranked Laramie going against number 1 Fayetteville, and we've got number 3 Lehman coming against number 2 Central Catholic. So it looks to be a good matchup there.
What about you, TK? Anything?
If we could say a little bit about that Russia game, obviously that's close to all of our hearts. Obviously, those two teams coming out of the Shelby County League played each other home and away and split the series. So this is kind of the rubber match for the year between the two. At Jackson Center, it was 3-0 Jackson, and at Russia, it was 3-0 Russia. Two different games. At Jackson, it was a fundamentals game, and Jackson came out on top. At Russia, it was all about net play, and Russia took advantage of its height and really dominated there and took the game away. So it depends on who controls that aspect of the game. If Russia comes out strong on the net, I think I have to give them the nod. But, it's all up in the air. It depends on how that game flows on Saturday.
Can you guys bring that bracket up there? Do you have the bracket by any chance? Or I'd like to take a look at that. And let's just even look ahead a little bit. So you got the winner of the Fort Laramie Fayetteville game playing Lehman Catholic Central. Is that right?
Correct.
Those two will meet up. And then Russia Jackson Center, they play the winner of Van Wert. And what teams does that include?
Van Wert, two powerhouses right now. You got New Knoxville taking on Marion Local, little Mac.
Oh boy,
little Mac challenge there. That looks to be a really good game, and like to see the Raiders get by Jackson Center and take the Mac on.
Might as well go beat the best, huh?
Yep. That's right. Looks like a lot of good volleyball ahead of us. So look forward to seeing a lot of Raider fans at Troy High School on Saturday afternoon at 2:30.
Well, they can go straight from the cross-country meet over to the volleyball game.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for our volleyball talk, and I think we hit about all the sports tonight, Ken. One more thing to do and get to that trivia question you asked me at the beginning of the night. Why don't you give it to me again?
All right, Craig. The trivia question is, again, Kylie Wilson set the Russia school record for most kills in a season. She's over 300 and counting. Who holds the Shelby County League record for most kills in a season? Is it Russia's Kylie Wilson, Anna's Kelly Barhorst, Fort Laramie's Faye Barhorst, or Jackson Center's Casey Gates?
Well, Ken, I tell you, my first thought was Casey Gates. I'm positive she has some kind of record. I was going to guess Casey Gates. I got 3 guesses on Twitter for Kelly Barhorse, and I got one guy that says we need to get rid of these wood chairs and get us some nice, comfortable black ones from Office Depot. So
we need to find a furniture store sponsor to get us some chairs.
All right. Well, I guess since my Twitter followers are saying Barhorse, Kelly Barhorse, that's going to be my final answer, Kelly Barhorse.
You should have went with your own instinction, Craig, and stayed with Casey Gates because the leader, all-time Shelby County League season leader in kills is Casey Gates. In 2009, had a phenomenal 544 kills.
I'm going to have to get some sharper Twitter followers, I guess.
Yes.
All right. Well, listen, that's going to do it for our show tonight, Ken. I do want to say special thanks to Carly Schell for joining us tonight. Special thanks to Sarah Kanney and to Brody Hoying as well for letting us come up to Coldwater on Monday and talk to them. Ken and I and the crew will all be back again next week, same time, same place, with a big state preview at the state cross-country meet, hopefully talking about a little Russia volleyball as well. Until then, though, everyone, have a great rest of the week and good night.
From Studio F in Russia, Ohio, for Ken Francis, Craig Fissinger, and TK, this is Heavy D, signing off, saying good night and good fishing.